What's up, guys? Buddy Berg back with another video and with some great news. The Steelers went out and acquired free agent, pass rusher, outside linebacker Melvin Ingram. Melvin Ingram was selected in 2012, 18th overall in the first round by the San Diego Chargers. Now, he's coming off a down season last year. Injuries didn't allow him to maximize his talent last year. But he's a very similar, in my opinion, he's very similar to Bud Dupree. In fact, I went on PFF, just got a few, just in their sacks, 2017, 18, and 19. The sacks were 11, 9, and 8. That's Ingram's. Now Dupree's 17, 18, and 19 were 6, 6, and then, he had that year where he jumped up and had 13. Now, one looking at that might say, well, you know what, Dupree, looking at those numbers, you might say, well, looks like Dupree is on the up and Ingram may be flatlining or even on the down. There's some people, there's always a small selection of people that don't like an acquisition. Not everyone is going to love who you sign. There's some people out there that think that maybe he's breaking down because he's had some injuries the last few years. He is healthy now, according to all sources. He is 100% healthy. Now, he signed a 1-year, $4 million deal. Basically, that's the deal he signed. Now, the deal is one of those voidable year contracts that have gotten real big over the last few years. The Steelers are starting to do some stuff like that too. It's too those voidable year contracts are too confusing to get into the details of how it works, but it's really similar to restructuring a contract. You're just kind of doing it right off the bat, as opposed to someone you may have already had. But it's similar to restructuring. It basically allows you to move all the money to the signing bonus, and then you can void all the years out. It's strange. It's a loophole. I mean, there's dead money in there, so you're moving it all. It's lessening your cap hit, but then there's dead money, just like there is when you restructure a contract. In fact, his base salary is $1.75 million. His signing bonus, which you can see they almost pushed 3/4 of it to the signing bonus. Signing bonus 2.925 with a 1.66 million cap hit. That's beautiful. Get someone in here of his skill set for pennies, I mean, pennies on a dollar, especially when you compare him to what, not only what we paid Dupree in his last year here, but what he's getting from Tennessee. So, with him and Alex Highsmith, they're going to list a starter. I think they just, yesterday or earlier today, they came out with their first. The league makes them occasionally list who their starters are. I think even like the backup, and I don't know if they make them do a third or not, but I know they have them list the starters and the backups. And I believe they had Alex Highsmith as the starter. I don't think it even matters who starts with these two. I think they're pretty much going to get the same amount of snaps. And I mean, you really want 3 quality guys in that situation. Same with inside linebackers as well, but in this situation, speaking of outside linebackers, you want, and I think we have 3 quality guys now that are going to be able to rotate. TJ, he plays so crazy and out of his mind that he often needs a breather. And Melvin can play both sides, which is good because not all outside linebackers are comfortable with playing both sides. They get comfortable with one side, so that kind of limits them. But in this case, Melvin plays both sides, so that's definitely a good thing. Let me see here. What else I want to talk about? So they also signed Chaz Green, an offensive tackle. There weren't any details on what the contract was for, but don't get too excited. This Chaz Green is not very good. I mean, some people have said he's gotten better, but I can't think of the guy's name right off the top of my head now. I should have researched that and had that. Someone had a six sack game against him, and once, oh my God, once something you get labeled with that type of thing, it's hard to shake that off. And he's just, it wasn't just that. This guy is just backup depth. And I have to be honest with you guys, I'm a little concerned that we don't have more talent as far as depth is concerned at the tackle position. I mean, if we have an injury, we're screwed. I don't know. I don't think it was for lack of the Steelers trying to get someone a little more skilled, but oftentimes what happens is your better quality guys, they don't want to be a backup. They want to start. They want to at least compete for the starting job. So when you have your starters already, it's often hard to get quality backup guys that are still talented that would be willing to come off the bench. So I guess we'll cross our fingers and hope Moore continues to develop. I believe that was our 4th or 5th round draft pick. Let's hope he can develop throughout the season. Cross our fingers that we don't have any injuries as far as our tackles are concerned. We're pretty good at the guard and center position. It's the tackles that concerns me. I guess for bringing in Ingram and Chaz Green, we were forced to release a couple guys. We released linebacker Calvin Bundage. Calvin Bundage, if I'm not mistaken, was an undrafted free agent that we brought in. And we actually let go of a tackle, Jaron Jones. Now, if we let go of this guy, Jaron Jones, who was on our practice squad for Chaz Green, that tells you how bad Jaron Jones must have been. Ooh, wow. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think the Steelers are going to do as far as their secondary is concerned. We have to add a piece to our secondary. Whether it's safety or another corner. You can't, but think about it this way. You can't lose 2 starters on your defense and not replace anyone. All they really did was move Sutton to the outside. At least we think that's what they're going to do. All indications point to Sutton moving to the outside, and then having somebody currently on the roster play the slot corner position. The problem is that we don't have, I don't think we currently have anyone that's a stud slot corner. You know, they've often talked about worst case scenario, we can move Sutton back to the slot, and then you have Justin Lane, and then you have Pierre that could possibly play the outside. I'm not sure how comfortable. I'm not comfortable with Justin Lane playing the outside. I know that. I don't know how good James Pierre is. I don't know. Time will tell. But I know that I've been hearing Malik Hooker's name for the last 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, I've been hearing Hooker to the Steelers, Hooker to the Steelers. But yet nothing. I mean, I see tweets any day now. I even heard somebody had said that we were waiting on his physical to be completed, and it would be a done deal. That was almost a week ago. Now I'm starting to see some things about Hooker to the Cowboys. So maybe that isn't going to happen. You got to take a lot of these things with a grain of salt. None of it's official. So, but I did hear a couple insiders speaking about it. Maybe the Steelers are kind of off the safety train and looking more towards a slot corner, someone that specializes in the slot. I don't know. We'll see. The Steelers are pretty tight-lipped on that kind of stuff. Now, there is a few tweets that were out there and some information about a couple cornerbacks. There was a cryptic tweet, but I don't know if you guys remember Terrence Garvin, a former Steeler. He now plays for the Dolphins. He put out a cryptic tweet a few days ago saying that Xavier Howard was signing with the Steelers any day. Okay, that was a few days ago. So, haven't heard anything. Can't say it won't happen. Can't say it will happen. We just have to wait and see. Now, thankfully, I did a little bit of research before I spoke on this one. Cornerback Steven Nelson, former Steeler, who I kind of wanted to see them bring Steve back. John Clayton reported last week that Steven Nelson was going to re-sign with the Steelers any day. Well, not only has that not happened yet, I just read that the Eagles just signed Steven Nelson to a 1-year, $4 million deal. So, talk about a quality cornerback off the market. It's not good. It's not good. I really, really hope we do not go into the season not adding a piece to that secondary, whether it's a corner or a safety. I can't tell you how important that is. So there are a few slot specialists out there that the Steelers have been rumored to be interested in. Bradley Roby Coleman, or Brian Pohl. And I actually have heard Brian Pohl's name come up a few times in a few different articles relating to the Steelers being interested. But that's it as far as free agents for now. We'll keep paying attention and We'll see how things turn out. There's some other people that think that the Steelers may just be waiting to see what happens with training camps. Guys are going to start getting cut. There'll be a lot of cap casualties out there as well. So maybe once that happens, Steelers will have a lot more guys to choose from. So we'll see if that happens. We'll keep an eye on that as well. There was another article I read a couple days ago. The Rams being interested in Benny Snell because their young, up-and-coming running back, Cam Akers, is out for the season. They tore his ACL, one of them. And the Rams are rumored to be interested in Benny Snell. I don't like it from the Steelers' angle. I think that'd be a great pickup for them. I don't like it from the Steelers' position, only for the simple fact is I don't want a late-round draft pick. I don't want you to throw a fifth-round pick at us. That does nothing for us. Now, if they have a safety or a corner they want to throw our way, I doubt it, but if they do, sure. To get a player back, I'd be perfectly fine with that. But other than that, I don't want a fifth-round draft pick. So I wouldn't be interested in that. What else? Oh, I did some research on our cap situation, and from what I figured, the cap numbers, there's so many different articles, the cap numbers all over the place. But the best one I could come up with was it looks to be somewhere around 11 million right now is our current cap. And that's after picking up Melvin Ingram. But that's also, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, we haven't signed our third-round draft pick, Chad Green, yet. I'm not sure what the holdup is with that. I'll have to Google that and see what is going on. That does happen sometimes for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but sometimes there's always like one guy that takes a real long time to get signed. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I want to say something here about a true warrior, a true Iron Man for the Pittsburgh Steelers. One Vince Williams, who came out every Sunday and just grinded. You know, he never took a play off. He was always out there giving you his all, every dime, lowering his head, you know, risking injury on every play. He never avoided contact. He initiated contact every single time he was involved in a tackle. And we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him. His leadership, he without a doubt led by example out on the field. But I really appreciate the way he put his body on the line for the Pittsburgh Steelers week in and week out for, I believe, 8 years. Steeler Nation's going to miss you, Vince, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. Thanks a lot, guys, for listening. Hit that like button and subscribe. Buddy Berg out.